Welcome back to Paper Highlighter. In today's video, we're diving deep into the story of Vanja Grbic, one of the most controversial stars from 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. After two failed relationships in Season 7, Vanja finds herself heartbroken twice. But could the real problem lie within herself? Let's break down her journey and how her actions before and after the breakup with Josko Lucatin reveal a bigger issue. In 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 Days Season 7, Vanja Grbic experienced heartbreak twice, despite dating two men back-to-back. However, the true cause of her emotional turmoil lies not with Bozo Verdoljak or Josko Lucatin, but with Vanja herself. During her interview, Vanja proudly referred to herself as the Jill of all trades, boasting about having 4 jobs. Unfortunately, she was unaware that the man she was dating was not only jobless and homeless, but also had no feelings for her in return. Her overconfidence ultimately led her to disappointment. Despite the lessons from her experience with Bozo, Vanja didn't seem to learn from her mistakes. When she met Josko, she set herself up for emotional hurt once again. Her inflated ego clouded her judgment, making her a victim of her own pride. While self-confidence and independence are important traits, Vanja's downfall came from expecting too much from men she barely knew. It's clear that Vanja needs to reflect on her own shortcomings, but her ego seems to prevent her from seeing the reality. Vanja flew across the world for a man who wouldn't answer his phone. Vanja and Bozo from 90 Day Fiancé had known each other for 6 months, during which they had already broken up once. Bozo had ghosted Vanja and later explained that he wanted to end things to try rekindling his relationship with his ex-girlfriend. Despite this, Vanja had a strong feeling that Bozo would eventually return to her. And sure enough, he did. Vanja accepted him back, driven by her inflated ego. She didn't want to appear as though she had lost, and secretly, she hoped to outdo Bozo's ex-girlfriend. In her mind, she believed that Bozo would eventually marry her because he could never find anyone better. However, when Bozo stopped answering her calls, Vanja ignored the red flags and kept pushing forward. She couldn't imagine him rejecting her, so she flew to Croatia, despite all the warning signs. When Bozo handed her a flower pot he had found in the dumpster, Vanja, still highly confident in herself, believed she could make him fall for her, even though he had openly admitted that he didn't have feelings for her. Vanja's pride wouldn't allow her to accept being dumped, and in the end, she somehow found a way to have the last laugh. Soothing her ego, Vanja continued her Croatia vacation. In Vanja's mind, she was in a relationship with Bozo, but meeting him in person shattered that illusion. Now she needed to quickly find someone else to take Bozo's place. Accepting defeat was simply not in her nature, so she turned to dating apps once again, hoping to find a new Croatian man during the same vacation. Her overenthusiastic approach scared off the first man she met, but then Josko entered the picture, complete with washboard abs and a baby. Vanja found herself wondering what kind of stepmom she'd be, but of course,